India's most trusted fighter jet has a problem. Since it entered service, the Su-30MKI has been lost 13 times. Crashes, technical failures, human errors. 5 pilots have died. Now Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is restarting production at its Nashik facility to build 12 new jets, replacing what's been lost. On paper this sounds routine, but it isn't. India had stopped building Su-30MKIs after producing more than 200 of them at Nashik, even as its fighter squadron strength remained at its lowest in decades. So why did it take this long to start replacing crashed jets? At a time when fighter squadrons are shrinking and AMCA remains years away, why is India returning to a Russian-designed fighter? And is India finally serious about fixing its own fighter jet math? Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is restarting Su-30MKI production at its Nashik facility. This is the same factory where HAL has built fighter jets since 1964. Over 900 aircraft manufactured there, nearly 1900 aircraft overhauled. From MiG-21s to MiG-27s to the Su-30MKI itself. Right now, Nashik mainly overhauls existing Su-30 jets. That's about to change. HAL will now build 12 brand new Su-30MKI fighters from scratch. The first delivery is expected by 2027 or 2028. All 12 should be delivered by 2029. And this time, more than half the content in each jet will be made in India. Now here's the real reason behind this order. These 12 jets are not an upgrade, they are a replacement. The Su-30MKI fleet has lost 13 aircraft since it entered Indian service in 2002. The most recent crash happened in March this year in Assam. 2 officers died when their jet went down near Jorhat. Investigators are still probing the cause. Technical defects, human error, sometimes both. Each time a Su-30 goes down, India does not just lose a machine. It loses years of pilot training, mission readiness and squadron strength. These 12 jets exist purely to fill that growing gap. Now here's the part that should worry people more. The Su-30MKI is not just one fighter jet among many. It's the backbone of India's entire combat fleet. Around 260 of these jets are currently in service, forming roughly 13 operational squadrons. But India's overall fighter strength tells a grim story. The Air Force needs 42 squadrons to fight a 2-front war with Pakistan and China simultaneously. Right now, India has around 31. That's a massive shortfall. 12 new jets help, but they don't come close to closing a gap this wide. Here is the more interesting part. The Sukhois are Russian origin aircraft, but the Indian content keeps increasing. The new jets will have more than 62% indigenous content according to the Defence Ministry. India is also producing the Su-30 engines domestically. In September 2024, the government signed another contract with HAL, 240 AL-31 FP engines at a cost of more than 26,000 crore rupees. They are being manufactured at HAL Koraput. The program starts above 54% indigenous content, with HAL aiming to increase localization further during production. That is strategically important. India cannot claim complete independence while critical engine technology remains Russian origin. But every component manufactured domestically reduces supply chain exposure. The 12 aircraft are only half the story. The much bigger project is what happens to the Sukhois India already operates. HAL Nashik is expected to become a key hub for the comprehensive Su-30MKI modernization program, often called Super Sukhoi. The idea is straightforward. Keep the airframe, transform what is inside it. The upgrade is expected to include an Indian AESA radar, new electronic warfare systems, modern mission computers and upgraded targeting capabilities developed with DRDO and Indian industry. India has also integrated indigenous weapons such as the Astra air-to-air missile with the Sukhoi, while modified Su-30MKIs carry BrahMos. That means the aircraft may be Russian in origin, its combat ecosystem is becoming increasingly Indian. The Su-30MKI restart tells us something important about India's fighter strategy. India cannot wait for the perfect aircraft. It needs numbers now. Rafale provides one layer, Tejas provides another, AMCA is the future stealth platform, and Su-30MKI remains the heavyweight backbone that must survive the transition. That is why Nashik matters. The 12 new aircraft restore attrition. The engine program strengthens sustainment. Super Sukhoi extends combat relevance, and indigenous radar, electronics and weapons gradually reduce dependence on Russia. The ultimate objective is not to keep building Sukhois forever. It is to ensure India has enough combat power until indigenous programs mature. The Su-30MKI began as a Russian design adapted for India. Its final decades of service could look very different. Russian airframe, Indian radar, Indian weapons, Indian electronics, increasingly Indian maintenance and manufacturing. That is not complete self-reliance, but it is a bridge towards it. And right now, with the IAF short of fighters and the next generation still under development, India needs that bridge.
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
No tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy and power seen through India's eyes. From Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India. How one move by China can affect India's security. What turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability. How Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood. Why oil choke points can hit your wallet. How wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling. Daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations. Because news is everywhere, but perspective is rare, and in the age of confusion, clarity is power. AESA is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly, to understand the world through India's strategic lens. Subscribe now.